All right, guys, back in 2015, Michael Jordan asked by French newspaper L'Équipe if he could win playing one-on-one with any of his current Hornets players. Michael responded, quote, "I'm pretty sure I can, so I don't want to do that and demolish their confidence. So I stay away from them. I let them think they're good." Well, guys, it's 2020 now, and Hornets wing Miles Bridges found the interview, retweeted it with the quote, "Let's get it then." So Richard, Bridges is 22. Is this a check Bridges wants cashed by 57-year-old Michael Jordan?
I'll tell you what, this is what Michael Jordan is really, really good at. You give Michael Jordan 6 weeks to get in shape, and Michael Jordan says, hey, are you willing to bet your contract? Are you willing to bet multiple checks? Because that's how Michael is going to put the pressure on him to deliver. And I'm not saying 60-year-old Michael wants it, but when Michael says that he doesn't want to ruin somebody's confidence, hey, Bridges, go Google Kwame Brown.
Oh,
Richard.
why we gotta throw Kwame in this? Man. Nah,
And I love Kwame, but Google Kwame Brown.
Well, Tracy, the last time we saw MJ hoop was back in 2012. He participated in that workout with the Bobcats players. I mean, how hard would you go at Mike if he challenged you to one-on-one right now?
Well, I mean, I have a good sense of, feel if I'm playing against an opponent and I know he really can play, then I have to rev it up a little bit. But if I know I got control of this situation, I'll just toy with him a little bit. I mean, that's how nice I am. I'm still nice. With MJ, I mean, he's almost pushing 60. Like,
Is that a challenge, Tracy McGrady?
Why not?
No.
I would love to play one-on-one against MJ. Just
He
to see if he
averaged
still
20 in
got
the
it.
league at 40.
I would
saying
love
Tracy-
to see if he still got it, though.
Are you saying Tracy couldn't take him now, Richard?
No.
Your money's on Michael?
I'm still talking to the young fella. The young fella. That's who I'm talking to. I'm not. Look. I'm not talking about T-Mac. T-Mac, you know my feelings towards you. I'm not talking about T-Mac. I'm talking about the young fella.
Well, Miles Bridges has a long way to go before he's even breathing in the same airspace as
There's
Tracy
no
McGrady.
doubt Mike still can beat some of them young kids.
100. All right, our guy Nick Friedel spoke to Warriors GM Bob Meyers about the similarities between the Golden State and Bulls title runs. And Bob was talking about how wearing things got. He said that by 2018, quote, "The second time with Kevin,
What happened?
it felt like, well, we just did what we were supposed to do, and great job. But winning that title, it wasn't joy." To which KD replied on an IG photo of the Warriors celebrating that 2018 win, saying, "He looked happy as blank in that pic, though." Richard, what are your thoughts?
Well, again, Bob, I have a tremendous amount of respect for Bob, and that's his viewpoint on it. And I think if you go back, and if we're going to keep referencing The Last Dance, you go look back at Jordan's third championship. It was more of a feeling of relief. There was joy, there was excitement, but it wasn't the same as his first or second or his fourth or fifth. That third one where he was just so mentally drained, the excitement, it was still there, but it was more of like, hey, this is over with and we accomplished our goal, versus like, hey, everybody, look at this. And I think that's what he's referencing. And yes, I think everybody ultimately was happy, but I think it was a different type of happiness.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at it. This team before KD joined them was a 73-win team. When you add, in my opinion, arguably the best player in the league to that team, everybody knows they're going to win a championship. So you win your first one and you go for the second one, you're not going to get that joy because the journey was too easy for you to get there, and everyone knew, even yourself, this whole team knew they was going to win the championship because you added KD to a 73-win team. How much joy is that? It's like you beating up your little brother every day. Nobody can compete with that. You cannot compete with that. And that was just my gripe, against KD leaving and joining that team. He's so great. He's so awesome. I mean, probably one of the best offensive players we've seen. Best offensive player that we have in our league today. To join that team, I mean, I don't know how you get any joy when you already know going into that season you're going to win championships just because of how great they already were.
And there's different kinds of happiness, right, guys? Like, you can be smiling in a picture and happy and excited in that moment that you have the championship in your hand and the champagne's popping and you know it's going to be a fun night. But maybe you've had the journey not feel as exciting or joyful as maybe it did in previous years. And you have to remember that joy is such a big part of the Warriors dynasty mystique, right? I mean, Richard, you know from facing them in those finals, the mood was different years.
Oh yeah, 100%. That team was so dominant that, you know, they knew that if they played good, they were going to win a championship. Mm-hmm. If they played great, they were going to run through everybody.
Sweep.
So it was one. They were going to sweep through everybody. So the challenge, and also the pressures of expectations and not failing expectations versus being excited on what you achieved are very, very different.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.